Now with our Insta Parent series with online influencers who take us on the ups and downs of parenting as we need to know, right? We know already. The moms behind the account Big Little Feelings have some advice on how to welcome a new bundle of joy to the other kids in the family. Take a look. Just ask any parent. There are big feelings around bringing a little one home, especially if you've already got a toddler. Best friends Kristen Gallant and Dina Margolin started their Instagram page, Big Little Feelings, in 2020. The child therapist and parent coach showing their 3.5 million followers the perfectly imperfect sides to parenthood and offering tools to help navigate those toddler years.
It is real concrete tips that are backed in research and psychology that will help you ease the chaos today while still achieving your long-term goal of raising emotionally healthy, resilient kids.
I think our hope when you leave our page is to feel A, less alone, and B, empowered.
When it comes to bringing home a new bundle of joy, they say it's important to prep your toddler beforehand to make them feel safe.
There's tons of big sister, big brother books out there, and using a little baby doll and really go through every single thing that you could ever think a baby might do. Show them where the baby's gonna sleep. Show them how loud a baby is gonna be.
And when the baby comes home, they recommend introducing them in a neutral space outside of mom or dad's arms.
Think more a car seat, a bassinet, somewhere that is a neutral space so that your toddler doesn't feel threatened, doesn't feel like the new baby is replacing them.
Finally, they say curb any sibling jealousy or acting out with the 10-minute miracle.
10 one-on-one minutes with your toddler, no siblings, no phones. Let them choose the activity and proactively fill up their attention tank so that they're not relying on negative behaviors to get your attention.
Overall, it's important, they say, to be flexible during what can be a tricky transition.
It won't be forever. Someday your kids are gonna be in a playroom laughing and giggling, and it's just gonna be the best feeling in the whole world.
He's smiling, Justin.
And it is a good feeling, too, when they start to get along. Well, to talk more about this, we have parenting expert Ericka Souter here with us. Nice to see you. I remember my daughter telling me later that she bit her brother. She told me that much later in life.
Yeah.
What about as the kids are getting older, though? I mean, obviously, when they're little, that's one thing, but what should you be looking out for as they're getting older to try to deal with that rivalry?
It's such an important question because sibling rivalry doesn't always look the way we think it should look. Like a smack, a snatching a toy, shouting. Sometimes it's a comment like, you always play with her first, or a child who feels left out gets really, really clingy. So it's really important for you to help name that feeling for your child. Like, I know that you're feeling left out, but after I'm done, it's you and me. It's a Bluey marathon the rest of the afternoon. You want to make sure that that child feels that they're seen and heard and cared for as well.
So one of the things I think parents really struggle with is this idea of fairness for their children, like what you give one, you must give the other. How do you navigate that?
Yeah, I wanted to dispel this whole notion that fair, equal, it means equal. You know, every child needs something different. Fair means giving your child what they need to thrive. So I have an 8-year-old and a 16-year-old. I'm two different parents every single day. In fact, I call it code switch parenting, right? So you might have a kid who needs more cuddles, but you have another one that thrives on independence. So it really is about paying attention to what your kid needs and giving him that.
But the baby always wins.
Yeah.
The baby does take, the baby wins. The cry, the tears, the diapers, yes, you gotta jump in.
Sure, but you mentioned about different experiences at different times. There's also the sense that each kid is going to be going through something at some point, and it can often be major, like an injury or trouble in school, etc. So what do you do in those moments to make sure that you're being present for the child who's going through the thing, whatever it is, but also not neglecting the other children?
You know, at some point, lots of families experience a crisis, and you do have to give attention to a kid who is in crisis. But it's really important that you express to your other child, look, you know, your brother's going through something hard, or I have to help him work through this, but I'm here for you too. So you can talk to your child. They'll understand more than we think, and we want them to build empathy and that kind of care and concern for their sibling.
This is important information. Do the work now, because if you don't, it will bleed over or spill over rather into their adulthood. We see it at funerals, at weddings, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Adult siblings who are
always
50
loved you
years.
more.
Yeah,
Yes.
Still do.
There's always a question of who was the favorite. But, you know, even if you do the work now, you may get a little smack here and there, or a couple of yells or shouts or competitive behavior.
I'm getting lots of smacks.
All family love, Ericka. Thank you, and good to see you as well.